So at the end of 2024, I had probably my most embarrassing running moment. And this inspired me because looking at the comments, I realized that I wasn't the only one who had these embarrassing moments at some point in their running journey. So I thought, you know what? I've embarrassed myself and now it's time to embarrass you lot. Over on my Instagram, which is @runswithemily, I asked for you guys what your most embarrassing moments were, and a lot of you very so kindly told me. So I've got Josh to go through my responses, so I haven't seen these yet, and I'm basically going to blind react to some of the best moments in your running history. I think that we should just speak more openly and freely about these embarrassing moments because we're all human. And it just makes everybody's journey that more relatable because we've all had something happen to us at some point and thought, I'm never going to forget that, and that is going to keep me up at night till the day I die. I've embarrassed myself enough, and now it's time to put you guys in the hot seat. So let's crack on. By the way, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. I make running videos all about being a slow runner, embracing your pace no matter what that is, and just taking a very relaxed approach to running. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram. I can already imagine that a lot of these are going to involve poo, because you know what, one thing that I really do like about the running community is everybody is so open to talking about poo and potentially shitting themselves. So I can already imagine that this is going to be a common theme that creeps up throughout this video. And I was right, because the first one is pooing myself. Don't think you're a real runner until you've done it though. So I guess I'm not a real runner yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, there've been so many close calls. I think because, especially with like long distance running, right, it can really mess your stomach up. I don't know if it's just exercise over that amount of time. I don't know what it does to your bowels, but your bowels just do not like it. And also you're obviously taking on a lot of fluid and food as well, which I think can also really aggravate the stomach, which is why it's so important to find a way of fueling your body that works for you and that your bowels just doesn't want to expel straight away. Okay, next one. Someone threw a baby bell at me when I was running along a road. If you don't know what a baby bell is, it's like a little wheel, tiny little circle of cheese, usually in like a kid's lunchbox. I don't think I'd ever recover if someone threw something at me during a run. I feel like that is an act of war. And the fact that it was a baby bell makes it kind of funny. But I would also be really offended by that. So I really hope that you're okay and that the baby bell is okay. I'm sending my thoughts and prayers to you. Okay, so poo is a big theme. I guess, is also a big theme. Because this person says, peeing myself, going too hard for the finish line at Park Run. I don't know why, but I'm just getting flashbacks to that video of Tommy Fury running past that poor older woman during a 10k race. I really hope that you got that PB. PB? Did you get it? So I've never heard of someone call like a poo problem Poop-mageddon. Poop-mageddon about a mile away from home, just awful. See, that is bad because if you're a mile away, that's a really long, awful run or walk home, or it's a bus or a taxi ride, and that's not fair to the general public. Another theme that has come up, or that I was pre-warned that was going to come up, are wardrobe malfunctions. I never even considered that this was a thing. But apparently, there are a few wardrobe malfunctions. Starting off strong with this one. I didn't tie the draw cord in my... I didn't tie the draw cord. Why can't I say that? I think it's my northern accent. Draw cord. Anyway, it doesn't sound like a word anymore. Basically, they didn't tie their shorts. Didn't tie my shorts, and the next thing I knew, they'd literally fallen down. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Pooped pants. Had to call husband to pick me up. Couldn't sit because of fabric seats. How did this... I'm trying to picture your position in the car. Were you just hovering on the seat all the way home? Because that's some leg strength. I really hope that you weren't far from home. Can we just give a shout out to the husband? Because it's probably not every day that your wife calls you and says, honey, I've shit my pants, can you come pick me up? But that's what husbands are for. To be there in your darkest moments, okay? If you can't take me at my I've shit my pants, come and pick me up, then you can't take me at my best. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to the husband, what a man. Some more injuries which are embarrassing, but also, I don't want to laugh if you're injured, but I'm going to read these out anyway because you willingly gave me this information. Also fell off a treadmill, welcome to the club. A day after joining a gym, I broke my arm. I really feel for you. Luckily, I just had a grazed knee and a bruised ego, and I was also on my own in the gym. So if there was people in your gym and they saw that, you've got to leave. You've got to cancel that gym membership. I really hope that you didn't sign up to a year, and I hope that your arm is okay. Needed a poo break during my half marathon, but no toilet paper. Goodbye, sweatband. This is exactly why, and I have said this a lot, and I really hope that everybody else who has heard this advice has followed through with it. I'm really sorry, all these puns, they will stop. If you're doing a long distance run or a race, please, for the love of God, take some toilet roll and put it in your running vest, a pocket or whatever, but put it in like a waterproof bag or something, because you'll probably sweat through it and then that toilet paper will be completely useless. So, but also, great that you had a sweatband for that and you didn't have to use your hand. Running in new shorts through a crowd not knowing I had visible crotch sweat. You know what? I wish that, like, we're putting our bodies through these crazy things. We have decided, you know what? I'm not going to sit on the sofa and watch Netflix for 8 hours. I'm going to go out and I'm going to run, okay? And we put our bodies through high intensity things and, you know, endurance. And we still get embarrassed by a little bit of sweat. And I know that crotch sweat is probably the worst kind of sweat because it looks like something else. There's a girl that I really like on Instagram who basically, she's so funny and she's incredibly fit and she runs for miles and miles and miles on treadmills, okay? So she's very mentally strong. She does a series where she like tests crotch sweat proof leggings. I'll put some videos on so that you can see. And she just has no shame when she goes into the gym and she's fully looked like she's wet herself. And I love her for it. And we need more people like that, showing that, you know what, people sweat. And sometimes we sweat in places that we don't want to sweat. But I can see how you would find that embarrassing. I think I would probably also be a bit like, oh, you know, that wasn't the best sweat placement. Thinking I didn't need to poop and shart in 3 minutes in. It's always the shart. Never trust a fart when you're running. Did run wee in a secluded forest. I fell over with my pants down when someone said good morning. That person saw you having a wee and thought that would be a great time to go, morning. I think, to be honest, that's more weird on them than it is on you. Now, I did have a feeling that we would come across some period stories, okay? Because if you don't have periods, let me just tell you that, number one, they're not enjoyable, you know, even when you're at home in your comfies. They're really, really, really not enjoyable when you're on a run. Came on during a half marathon, quite heavy, in pale leggings, and didn't notice till the end. I can totally understand how you would feel embarrassed by that because I would also feel embarrassed. I do think there is still a bit of a stigma around periods and talking about periods and all that stuff, which I think we should be talking about it more. Also, I think this is a big thing to show that we need more sanitary products in races, okay? Just as you get toilet paper in a Portaloo, put some pads in there, put some tampons in there, just because sometimes, you know, you can come on at times when you don't expect it to come on. So let's do more of that, please, race organisers, okay? We've got a two-parter here. Part 1, finished a race, 18k, well done. Feeling fine, tripped and face planted on my way to my medal. They thought I'd fainted, so they made me go to the med tent and it turned into a big deal. That is funny because, bless you, you just fell and then they were like, this girl needs medical attention. I'm loving the support and the reaction just to make sure that you were okay, but trying to explain that actually I just fell and I'm really clumsy and I'm not unwell was probably quite a funny thing to explain. So this has actually happened to me, kind of. I don't know if I'm going to I won't insert the video, okay? I don't want to get cancelled. I was basically wearing I was testing out a new camera that you can like attach here, and I was running and I ran past a man. He wasn't running, he was just walking. He obviously didn't know I was there, so it was an accident, but it doesn't make it any less gross. I was running and I was coming round to overtake him and he just went, he spat and it did brush my cheek. Not the whole spit, but like a bit of spittle that didn't belong to me or anybody that I knew, which made it worse, landed on my cheek. And I felt quite unwell. So being the spitter and spitting on a stranger's leg is traumatizing, but I can guarantee you that that runner probably felt more traumatized. But that is incredibly embarrassing. And I hope that you were both okay, because for both parties, that is a really, really traumatizing event. Okay, sticking with the period theme, we love that. This one, I need more information on as soon as possible. Losing a tampon during a marathon. How? I know that we're caught up in the there's a lot of adrenaline going on. We're focusing on a million different things like pace, the crowd, trying to find our family, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how this quite happened. Did you ever find out where it went? Is it still on the street somewhere? This lonely little tampon? I'm going to need some more information because this is quite vague. And I am really curious to know where this tampon is. Do we need to send out a search party or... Oh God. I had to poo in a bush and wipe my bum with a leaf before ringing my sister for an SOS. This just comes back to my point before. Just take some toilet roll with you so you don't have to use your sweatband or a leaf. Lot of poos. Pooed pants, lol. Love that, straight to the point. Threw up at the finish line of a 10K. Paramedics had to throw sand on it. I really like this one just because I feel like I can relate to trying to like flirt and it just not hitting. So running in the extreme cold, tried to smile at a cute man, blew a snot bubble at the same time. There is no coming back from that. And this is the kind of thing that would actually keep me up at night. Reading these has actually made me feel not as weird for falling off a treadmill, and it feels less embarrassing already, which is why I wanted to share these stories, because we are not original, okay? Like, we have all been through a lot of the same things, and to see this just makes me happy. Had to have an emergency poo in the woods on a trail and built a leaf fort so no one would see me. Right, the engineering that must have been involved to create a safe and stable leaf fort is blowing my mind, and I need to know how you did that. Had terrible gas while waiting for the start of my race, made multiple people close to me gag. Luckily, nobody found out it was me. If that was me and people started to gag, I would be putting on the performance of my life, and I would also be gagging and being like... And there we go. Those are some of your most embarrassing moments. First of all, thank you to anybody who sent their story in. There is so many in there. I couldn't read them all on this video. I have had a great morning laughing at your expense. So thank you very much for that. I just wanted to make this video, as I said, to show that embarrassing things happen, okay? And I think the best thing we can do is just laugh at them and retell the stories to our friends or strangers on the internet, which is exactly what I've done today. I would love to know what your most embarrassing moments are or have been so far in your running journey. Let me know in the comments. This was just a bit of fun to show you that things like this happen in life and in our running journeys. And although they feel soul-destroyingly embarrassing during the event, they are so normal. And I hope that you can look back and have a bit of a chuckle because it just makes it a little bit easier. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.